Good morning to you, Malcolm. As you mentioned, all of this centers around the Farid Fata case that started developing a couple of years ago. We are outside the Concord Inn here in Rochester Hills, where several of Dr. Fata's patients and in some cases their families and survivors are gathered. They are going to board a charter bus for the ride downtown to federal court to participate in the sentencing phase of this case. Take a look at some video. We will remind you, as I mentioned, Fata, who used to have a practice right here in Rochester Hills, arrested in 2013, accused of misdiagnosing his patients with cancer and ordering chemotherapy treatments that were either excessive or in some cases not needed at all. He bilked insurance companies out of millions of dollars in the process, not to mention causing, at least in the minds of the folks who gathered here last night, the premature deaths of their loved ones who were his patients. They, of course, are hoping for justice, some closure to come out of this, and that sentencing phase begins today.
My hope is that he gets the maximum of 175 years, because there's no justice, no punishment you could give him that would make up for what he did to my mom and everybody else.
Normally, in a long-term marriage, the surviving spouse's last act for their spouse is to bury them. In this particular case, it happened to be a little bit different. My last act is to see that Fata spends the rest of his life in prison if possible.
Still a lot of pain for many of those folks. Prosecutors hoping for a sentence of life. Fata's defense team asking the judge for 25 years. You can track the developments at WXYZ.com and through our mobile apps. We're live in Rochester Hills this morning. Mike Wolfo, 7 Action News.